Morning folks. Oh, we've lost our focus. Okay, this is a piece of Fabriano, £130 weight. I'm down to my last 5 sheets. Another 50 coming. So if you appreciate what I do, you can always show that appreciation by going on PayPal or a little bit of time, a month or two on my Patreon channel, help contribute towards the cost of all the materials. I've just used Hakes and a rigger for my watercolours, as you know, and Ron Ransom palette, cadmium yellow, although I use the pale, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, which I don't use a lot of, Payne's grey, which I do, and burnt sienna, which I do. But the two colours are different. There's the burnt sienna. Ron didn't use that, I don't think. But you can make burnt umber by mixing a bit of Payne's grey with the burnt sienna. Okay, now what are we going to do? Well, put a sky in for a start. Then we'll think about what we're going to put underneath it. See if we can get a sort of a centre light area. Bit of red. So light red, very strong colour. These are all Cotman watercolours, student quality. Right, now we'll mix a bit of blue with that, a bit of Payne's grey, just to darken, a bit more red. I'll put a bit of red back in here. Too wet. You can do this while it's still wet. Right, let's just tip. We'll get some rain or stuff, oops, coming down. So just put it tight, reclip it, and it'll stay flat. So we're getting that lovely effect of rain. But before that dries, you can do a lot with it while it's still wet. But when the shine starts to go off the paper, and you go back in it, you're asking for trouble. From red. Okay, I'll take a little bit of that out in the centre. I just want the stain. Right, let's put that back. If you need to stretch it again, do so. Now the rain's falling, so let's use a medium hake. So same colours as the sky, but a bit thicker. I got some warmer colours. Now I've done these sort of loads of times, but we want to show lifting out, so we want plenty of dark, plenty of red. Thicker paint. Right, while that's sort of going off, let's a bit more dark. Let's go to town on this dark, because I'm going to scrape this. Got some warm in here. Okay, have some fun. Sometime. Plastic card or RAC or automobile, whatever it was. Okay, now we just start to scrape out, but we don't want to overdo this. It's a technique that is so easy to overdo. Also creates the shadow side of the rocks. Look, painting by scraping. You don't have to do it like this. You can paint the rocks, but if you want to do an effective impression of detail, this is your method. You can get your counter change here too with it. Well, there we are. Lifting out with a card. Right, now we'll give it a dry. So, take your headphones off, folks. I sometimes forget to tell you and blast your ears, but here we go. Ready, go. I think the main reason why I use this paper, and I got the idea from Steve Cronin about 8 years ago when I was using all Bockingford stuff and expensive papers, but it's not this as a good paper, it's just that because it's cheap, it's a studio practice paper, it's more sized at the surface, and when you put the water and the paint on, it doesn't soak right in straight away. It soaks in over time. That's why you don't easily get that lovely diffuse look that you can get on the artist quality papers. But it's the one paper that scrapes out beautifully. But as I mentioned before, that it's so easy to overdo it. Now, I try to create an illusion of detail, make it look as if there's a lot there, when in fact it's just texture, creating texture, not doing portraits of everything. Now, I do like these inch bakes. Oops, not when I put them on the floor and tread on them. Right, okay, so it's all about control of water. Let's put in some distant trees. Touch of Payne's grey. All just part of the illusion. It's just now it's all dry as lighter. The way you put it on, about 50%. So you have to make allowances for that. Now with all this light, you wouldn't see great reflections because the reflections would dissipate with the ripples in the water. But I even underdid this here because I wanted that to reflect that, and I should have done, but I lifted some of that out, didn't I? So right, so let's get some greeny blue now. Touch of water, and on here we'll put some bigger trees. Okay, now we'll get some blue. I'm using a bit of green made by ultramarine, bit of Payne's grey, could be a Scottish lock. Right, here we go. Let's put some darker green here. Right, now you can go over that with some thick paint, just to warm it up a bit. This means nothing other than just a bit of texture in the foreground. Just using tube consistency. Right, let's turn that into a green now. Okay, well I don't really want to do much more than that. The distance is, I suppose I could put a bit of distance in, but I might ruin that effect through there. So I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll just extend the land a little bit. Let's go back to that colour, the original colour. Right, okay, well that gives that a little bit of distance, doesn't it? Well, I'll give it a signature. I think it's just about the last one. There's no rigger. Ooh, where am I going to put it on? I won't put a bird in. Disturb the peace in the sky. Right, I'll put in a mount, and then we'll see what it looks like. This is the second one today. I've done an oil painting for my patrons, which you can watch. I haven't put my prices up for patrons since I started several years ago, and the truth is I don't know how to edit it. So if I leave it there, so I can say it's good value. Right. There we are. Now what I do, I just put my palette back. Well, I clean it first, but I put it back in this document case with a piece of wet toweling or damp toweling inside. It stays fairly moist and workable, so I get a bit of paper and just give the palette a bit of a scrub. Then it's all ready to go for the next painting. Got quite a good mixing area there. So that's it. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, folks. We're slowly coming out of lockdown in the UK. Where's my card? Okay, that'll do. So, yeah, enjoy your weekends, stay safe, enjoy your wine, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.